Playoff finals. After 128 games, only 2 teams remain. It's the Newcastle Eagles up against the London Lions, live from the O2 Arena in London, where preparations are very much underway. Every pass, dunk and 3-point made has been building up to this moment, a moment in time that will live forever.
I want to win a final.
I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable. Every time they wanna clash, the wind is kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
It all comes down to this. It's the Women's British Basketball League playoff finals. After 128 games, only 2 teams remain. It's the Newcastle Eagles up against the London Lions, live from the O2 Arena in London, where preparations are very much underway. Every pass, dunk and 3-point made has been building up to this moment, a moment in time that will live forever.
I want to win a final. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I can foresee a game of high-speed chess. As soon as they see the O2, the motivation's there, right?
This team has had such an up and down season, and now with the 5 wins in a row, we've got nothing to lose, and this team's got grit. I think we got this.
We're dogs. We fought back from so much adversity, injuries, everything, and just where we are now proves that it all happens for a reason.
This is a huge occasion to win 3 out of 3 for the year.
They are a team with capital letters. They succeed to become really tough mentally, and when you got this, then the rest of the things about tactics and how you will play are the easiest thing to do.
We're just a really close-knit team, and it's our last game together, so we're just going to enjoy every moment.
The way I feel for this group, nothing can, take this away. I'm not waiting a game or a trophy to feel proud of them. I'm proud of them every day.
1, 2, 3, ready, set, let's go!
The all-conquering London Lions have their sights set on a domestic treble and a 4th consecutive playoff final victory. They've been unstoppable all season and made history by becoming the first ever British basketball team, male or female, to win European honours with their Euro Cup triumph just over a month ago. Unbeaten in the league this season, this team just doesn't know how to lose. 6th seed Newcastle Eagles are hitting form just at the right time. During the playoffs, they beat 3rd seed Sheffield and 2nd seed Caledonia, both by just 2 points. This lineup features players who were defeated by London in the 2021 playoff final, and they'll be looking to avenge that defeat on the biggest stage of all. And taking centre stage alongside me is former London Lion and GB international Obi Soko and former Brixton Top Cat and college baller Kyla Nelson. The atmosphere is building in here, Kyla, and what a stage for the women today to really show what they can do.
The biggest stage, right? This is what they've been playing all season for, been grinding, fighting for this moment right here in front of a crowd of British fans, and I can't wait.
I mean, it's going to be a really, really good one, but we have got today a spectacle and a really good team, Ovi. Just how good are that London Lions squad?
If you haven't seen them, good thing you're here today. Absolutely terrific. They've done an incredible job this season. I think the only thing that they haven't done, that one could say they might have been able to, was play in the EuroLeague competition. But they've done a great job. They've won the Euro Cup competition. They've only lost 2 games all season. This is a big-time team.
And when you think about it, this is a one-off game, right, Kyla? It's the 1st seed against the 6th seed, but the form book goes out of the window, right? We are here now. All bets are off. Let's go.
Nothing matters. The playoffs become its own season, and so does the final. It's about playing your best basketball when it matters, and we don't know until that ball throws up what's going to happen. So that's what makes it so exciting. Look at Newcastle's run, right?
Yeah.
Who thought they'd be here? And that just shows what basketball's about.
I mean, they've got nothing to lose, right, Ovi? Why not? Let them just come in and see what they can do.
Absolutely, nothing to lose. Everybody loves an underdog story. Usyk last night, he pulled off the underdog victory. It's 2024. This is the time it could happen.
It's going to be good. Tip-off is at 1:20. Later, the men take to the floor for the final, and the London Lions take on the Cheshire Phoenix. And that tips off at 4:15. But now it's time to meet the players competing in the women's playoff final.
Newcastle, we rise up, soaring through the sky. Eagles on the court, we play to dominate, just electrified. No one can stop us, we got the skills intact. Grab, here we go. Newcastle Eagles, put on a show. Rise up high, let the world know. We're aiming for the top, gonna steal the show.
Wearing number 4, Zoe Wiggins. And Azania Stewart, this team, Newcastle, comes in, as we like to say, with a full head of steam.
Well, first of all, I've got chills. The starting lineups are coming out. You're right. You know, they shouldn't really be here, but it doesn't matter. It's who's playing their best basketball at the right time, and they have been playing fantastic.
Two names that really jump out, obviously, Tiara Hodges and Lauren Psyche. They're going to have big games today if they have any chance of beating London.
Hodges has been fantastic. You know, she was Player of the Month. It's back in January. She's a double-double machine. Offensively, unstoppable, so London Lions are going to have to find her, but defensively, also trouble.
Matt Newby's team comes in on a 5-game win streak, as you said. A lot of people said there's no way they get out of that first and second round, but here they are, the 6th seed, and they're going to go toe-to-toe in the Capitol with the Lions.
Yeah, they've got to make this game scrappy, right? But there, Saki, for me, is the point guard, is going to be crucial. The ball's going to be in her hands a lot, but she has 7 assists. She's going to be massive for Newcastle.
So the Newcastle Eagles have arrived here in O2. Can they get it done? It's going to be a tough hill to climb.
London Lions, we on fire, dominating this city. Here I roar, feel the desire.
Azania, this is your former team. This year it wasn't even close between London and Newcastle, but this is not the same London team that Newcastle faced in the regular season.
Absolutely not. They've got 4 women who have left for the WNBA. Temi Fag-Benley has gone to the Fever. Carly Samuelson has gone to the Mystics. And then you also have Meg Gustafson's gone to the Aces, and also Shea Petty. This is not the same team, but you know what? They've managed to come together. They've still got some key pieces. It's going to be a big game. And if I'm Newcastle, maybe I could get the London Lions looking like this.
London looking to close out the season in class form, obviously 20-0 in the season. They have the firepower, not a deep team, only 10 players, and Stella's not afraid to run the whole bench.
Yeah, she's not. She goes deep in her bench, she moves it around, but there, Holly Winterburn, I think, is going to have to put up buckets. She's going to have to control the game and really have an MVP performance.
Holly Winterburn, who played her college ball at the University of Oregon. It's an international team with international experience. It's the Lions and the Eagles from the O2.
And now we get ready for the national anthem. Please put your hands together and welcome to the floor, Classical Reflection. If you can, please stand for the national anthem.
Okay, we are moments away, and we're going to be back with pre-game analysis and tip-off right after this. The defeat in the league all season. And someone else who's been unbeatable all season is our very own floor general, Drew Lasker.
Speaking of floor general, no one does it better than Holly Winterburn. She's evolved. She's grown her game, so she's an elite PG now in this environment, this moment. This is what she lives for. She's clutch. Have you seen the shot? The biggest shot in British basketball history. But it's not just about her. She has other talent around her as well. Come with me, baby. Right here, Savannah Wilkinson. Look at the body. Look at the frame. She's a mismatch nightmare. There's nobody on the Eagles that can stop her because she has the mid-range game where she can bring the bigs out, and also if she gets a small on us, she can work down low. Her, along with the rest of this talent, is the reason why this team has been unbeatable this season.
And with Savannah Wilkinson, you know, GB International, a rookie season of dreams, but also a coach's dream as well. She's so versatile.
She's so versatile, but she's so comfortable in this league. Before she went to the States, she was already playing high amount of minutes in the WBBL, as you see her here warming up. But she's a vet in this league, doing everything for this team. 13 points a game, 7 rebounds, has improved during the playoffs as well. And Savannah's just one that you want on your floor, and coming off a player of the month in April.
And that versatility as well, Ovi, that's somebody who's got that college experience. It is absolutely key for games like this. Up against a Newcastle team who you can't be complacent against.
Experience cannot be understated in these sort of games. You know, when it comes down to championship time, you know from your sprinting days, when it comes down to time to perform, experience, you can never have too much of it, you know. So all of those things I think are going to help these guys today.
For real. And then we've got fellow GB International Holly Winterburn as well. Her resume is ridiculous. I mean, 13 domestic titles here, Kyla. She's only 23. Where did she fit it all in? She's such a class act.
Absolutely ridiculous if you look at what she's done in her career so far on a piece of paper, and she's only getting better. We have to talk about the huge shot. She kind of won the game for Euro Cup final against Besiktas, and she's just been on a rhythm since then, leading this team. Doesn't matter who's on the floor, she's ready to go.
She's ready to go, and she's in great shape as well. And when we think about another professional, a person who's been playing professional basketball for longer than Holly's been around, Katstin Stina, 38 years old, Ovi. She launched her career in 1999. It's her final game. This level of experience, you can't buy this.
This level of experience, let me just explain, you know, to play professional for that amount of years over here in Europe, it's a grind. It's a grind, you know, every single season is something different, and for her to have been around this long, it's just a testament to her. Hopefully she can put a bow on her career and finish it the right way.
It's going to be an emotional one for her for sure. Well, that's the London lowdown. Now it's time to soar with the Eagles. Former Newcastle Eagle Drew Lasker is remaining impartial, as always.
Yes, Jeanette, I promise I wouldn't be biased, but I just can't help myself because Abby Lowe, I've been watching her game closely for 3 years, and this is what she does. Drives hard, get behind the arc, and knock them down. But for this team this year, she's become the defensive ace, so look for her to be matched up against Holly Winterburn. Offensively, it will be taken care of by right there on the baseline. Number 15, Tiara Hodges, the second leading scorer in the league. She loves to create mismatches, in particular the middle of the third of the court, and work her jelly. This environment means everything for these women. But for Tiara, today means just that much more.
Yeah, for sure. Tiara Hodges will be stepping out on the court today, truly inspired, and knowing that someone very special will be looking down on her.
Of course, making it to a final in any way, shape, capacity is amazing. It's every basketball player's dream is to play on the biggest stage in wherever they're at. But me personally, I lost my sister last year on May 19th. So to be playing in the finals on May 19th, which is the anniversary of her passing, is like, just makes this mean 1,000 times. Like, this is everything to me. And on that day, like, I will be playing for her more than anybody else. So yeah, it's a big one for me.
Ovi, for Tiara today, it's going to be really emotional, isn't it?
It's going to be emotional, you know, but I think the more reason, the more cause you give to any achievement, any goal you have, the more likely you are to pull it off. So I think she has a good chance.
She's got a good chance, but she's got some great stats. We can see them there, Kyla. Wow, look, 21 points per game, 13 rebounds. She's really carried this Newcastle team, especially postseason, hasn't she?
She has, and we have to remember this is only her second year as a professional basketball player. She's just stepped up and stepped in this Newcastle team as a scorer, as a rebounder, averaging double-double all season. The Newcastle team has 35 offensive rebounds over the 2 playoff games. Sierra Hodges had half of those, 17 offensive rebounds in 2 games.
Yeah, no, she is really, really a player. And another player to watch on this squad, GB International Abby Lowe, lost to the Lions in the 2021 playoff final. She'll be out for revenge. What does that bring to the Eagles roster?
Oh, she's ready. And actually, the only time she scored more in the WBBL, she's been a part of this league for 6 years in total, going in and out. But the only other time she scored more was that 21 year. She's averaging just over 11 points this season, and she's come for revenge. She's not happy with that 21 loss.
And Obi, when you think about this Newcastle team, like we say, they were the 6th seed coming into this. They fancy their chances. They've got nothing to lose here.
They do. They weren't expected to maybe get as far as they've even gotten throughout the playoffs, but they've done an incredible job. And I think rhythm is everything when it comes to the playoffs. And they're in rhythm right now, so the Lions have to be on point.
The Lions have to be on point. Can they do it? Can the Eagles cause an upset? Because after this, next up is the women's playoff final.
I want to win a final. Yeah. Yeah.
Ready, set, let's go. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up, going all the way up. Every level got a new devil. I'ma give them hell cause I don't know better. I'm a born winner. I'm going all the way up. There's nothing you can do to make me ever give up. Ready, set, let's go.
And we are set to go. Underway here at the O2 Arena, and it is the Newcastle Eagles in their traveling whites that will be controlling the ball first. The London Lions in their home blacks. The officials today, Paul Unsworth, John Paul Heron, and Chris Curl in charge of the action. I guess the big question right off the bat is, Zania, if you are Coach Matt Newby and the Newcastle Eagles, and you know you come in as a sizable underdog, what do you do to flip the script on what happened in the regular season?
Well, I think you got to make the game dirty, you know, scrappy, be bumpy, be annoying, get up under London Lions, frustrate them. But finally, I'm kind of relaxed now. You know, that build up where your heart rate's going, you feel a little bit nervous, the butterflies. I'm finally we can take a deep breath. So that should be us.
Big screen set by Chloe Gaynor on Holly Winterburn, and no call there. And the shot off the mark. So back come the London Lions now with their first offensive possession. This is a team we know well. We've seen them a lot. They've got so much experience and a deep bench, minus the 4 players who are off to the WNBA.
Yeah, and those WNBA girls were a lot of offense, but Kat. But that would have been great for her to shoot that first shot.
Kat Sitsnina unable to get the first one, but a big bucket for Abby Myers. Voted 6th player of the year, the 11th pick in the WNBA draft. A product of Princeton University, so you know she's got the smarts.
Yeah, she does.
Low on the drive. See her try to get in the lane multiple times, and the refs letting it play. A little bit of bumping there, but the ball is turned over, and back come the London Lions looking to run. Sierra Hodges picks it off.
And that was the defense that I spoke about at the top of the show. She's not only great in offense, but she's a big body. She's not too tall. She's about 5'9", 5'10", which I thought she would be a little bit bigger, but obviously she's strong, broad, and here she is down low.
Tiara Hodges gets her shot in the paint, little 10-footer turnaround. She gets the back of the rim. Z, how difficult is it to make this transition or adjust to the sight lines if you're a shooter inside the O2? Beautiful entry pass into Winterburn.
Yeah, an easy bucket, but you're right. When you come to a final, you don't have any practice time. Right. You know, you don't really... We came in this morning, the floor was getting laid, the lights and the fireworks, everything's getting put down. So it's really difficult to adjust. And if you see like history kind of... The percentage at the three-point line isn't as high as normal, so layups are going to be important.
Another turnover for the Newcastle Eagles, something they cannot have against a very powerful London Lions team. As Katzenснida goes behind her back, gets it right back, plays the glass, can't get it, and Tiara Hodges comes away with the rebound. And a bump there, so a very physical game so far, and I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, Z, that's playing into the hands of the London Lions.
Yeah, I think so, especially, you know, down low. We talked about Savannah Wilkinson, who needs to be a present. Here she is, right on time.
Up and under, can't get it to fall. Rebound taken away by Marina Fernandez-Pardo, a player that I think could have some impact. She stands 5'11" out of Spain. Great outside shooter, has not been involved so far. Hodges with the ball now, out to low. Gaynor now handles it, gives it to Psyche. She comes across the line, little 12-footer, still can't get it to fall.
You see what I mean? And these are also brand new rims. Yep. We need the men to dunk on it a few, loosen it up a bit.
Nice drive on the inside, Ivana Katanic.
Yeah, and Katanic, part of the Serbian national team, and part of that team that will be going to Paris Olympics also.
So Matt Newby has seen enough of this. His team is just ice cold here in the capital city. How about this baseline?
Yeah, and there it is.
So, Azenias, we are perched high atop the O2 here. A great view as London has rattled off 7 quick points. So, for Matt Newby and his squad, what do they do to change things and to move it around for them?
Yeah, I think for sure that, you know, London Lions have started off 7-0. That is a hard kind of start. But I think also, I said, it's difficult to shoot from when it's brand new arena. You kind of, I think you go for layups. If you've seen the last couple of shots for London Lions, have all been layups. Get something easy in offense and get to the rim.
If you're Matt Newby, do you call your team and say, guys, take a deep breath. It's going to be a long game. It's 40 minutes here in the British Basketball League. Let it fly. You got nothing to lose.
I think that's a great point. Listen, this is the big, you know, lights, camera, action. There might be a few nerves. Maybe, you know, calm down. And I think that's why that timeout here is so good, so they can just settle down, settle the nerves, and then come back out with a deep breath. Do you need a deep breath?
No, I'm good. I feel great just being here with you. Tiara Hodges is someone, obviously, that has to be involved in that offense.
Yeah, I think you know, it wasn't a bad shot. They found her down low, but something going to the rim is going to be super important. And also, seeing the ball go through the net, right? You're still on 0, still a bit struggling, and once that ball just goes through, you can relax and think, okay, we're at the finals now.
Very emotional day for Tiara Hodges, the 5'9" forward out of the States, played her ball at Furman University. It was a year ago today that she lost her sister, and she is playing on, and she said that is going to be some motivation for her. It's a tied-up ball, so it'll be possession arrow the way of the London Lions. So early on here at the O2, it is all things London. Z, we knew it was going to be an uphill battle for Newcastle, but spotting London 7 points off the bat, it's probably not what Matt Newby had in mind.
Yeah, you know, that you knew it was going to be difficult, but here... Tiara is obviously his post player, but I think Saki comes and gets that ball. You're the point guard. London put on a full court press, and they get the turnover that they want. And you know, that's what London Lions are like. They're not going to let down. It's going to be ferocious the whole game.
Their head coach, Stella Kalstadou, Euro Cup champions. They have brought a lot of attention to women's basketball here in London. Not only women's basketball, just basketball in general, because that is a huge get for the women to win that Euro Cup. Tough to block that and tough to defend Savannah Wilkinson.
Yeah, and the guys started, Ovi and the crew were talking about that actually it was Drew Lasker, talking about that she can draw the big out, but then also she can post up, and that post up was big.
Big three-pointer on the way, off the mark. Tiara Hodges keeps it alive. So fresh 14, she'll turn and fire, and she will finally get the Eagles on the board.
Well,
so they spot the champs a 9 spot, and she comes back and gets the 2. They needed that in a big-time way.
Yeah, and that's big. And, you know, in the semis, she had 18 points, 13 rebounds.
Abby Myers, inside and out. Tough player. And look at it, to your point, picking up almost full court. So by the time they get the ball into Lauren Psyche's hands, they're at 15 seconds on the shot clock.
And also that wears you down, you know, to have to look after the ball, bring the ball up, full court.
Tiara Hodges will turn and fire. No one there, and the only person to the rebound is Ivana Katanic, and she'll start things off. Big, long pass down to the front end. Why not fire a 3? As I said, Abby Myers feeling it inside and out. The 6th player of the year. She gets the start today.
Amazing. I love that we've done these awards this season. So important to be the 6th man.
So right now, Newcastle's got to try to find someone other than Tiara Hodges that could put some points on the board. Could it be Abby Lowe? She can't get it to fall. And again, 3 black jerseys around the ball, and they come back looking. Look at Holly Winterburn, head up, looking already to make a pass.
And that's what's so great about Holly Winterburn, her size, right?
Yeah.
She loves to play the wing, but can be the point guard.
Myers was feeling it, so why not let it fly? Lowe comes away with the rebound. She'll push it. Ball knocked away, no foul called.
3 seconds, I think, for a foul.
And it was Savannah Wilkinson that was posted up down low. And a little confusion on the call.
Offensive foul ball into the 12.
And it's going to be a foul on Savannah Wilkinson. So an offensive foul on her. Right now in the capital city, 14-2. Lions on top by a dozen. As Xenia Stewart, you know, London Lions have mastered the inside-out game.
And you're right, and exactly, we had Savannah Wilkinson underneath, post up, and then once you establish your post game, now you can kick it out. Now the shooters start feeling themselves, and Abby Myers has come off playing really well. But look, again, this full court press slowing down. They're putting their foot on the gas, yep. London Lions. They're not going to make it easy.
Katie Nolan has checked into the game for the Eagles to try to give them some size down below. And right now it's all Tiara Hodges. So it's London Lions 14, Tiara Hodges 4.
Interesting, because I thought Nolan was on the injury report. So good to see that she's out here, because she's definitely a bigger body, physical, down low.
Cat can't get it to fall. Psyche looks like she has it, knocked away back into the hands of London Lions, and on the drive, Abby Myers looks, she'll kick it back out top. Shot clock now at 8. Holly Winterburn with plenty of time.
This is Holly time.
One-on-one with Lowe, she throws it up. Shot clock at 1, have to get it to fall and can't get it off in time. So, nice defensive stand by the Eagles.
Great defensive stand. Really made it difficult for London Lions to even get a look at the rim.
Hodges, she'll just take matters into her own hand, go right at Kat Sistina in her final game.
Well, it's Hodges versus London Lions right now, and if I'm Newcastle, I'm going to her every single time.
Last game of the season, nice back cut. Looking for Winterburn down below, well defended. And Katana stepped on the baseline. So now an opportunity for London to go to their bench as Kat Sistina will sit down, and they check in the captain, Shanice Beckford-Norton, SBN, out of LSU, 5'8" guard. She was part of that 2021 team last time these two teams met up.
Yeah, that's Hodges' left-hand finish, but you're right. Shanice Beckford-Norton was my old teammate too. Just the speed on her. Yeah. You know, she's able to jump out the gym. Also won community champion, a new award for the British basketball. What she does for the community and as a coach for younger kids.
Fernandez Pardo gets a shot off. She can't get it to fall. Lowe comes away with a rebound. So another opportunity for the Eagles. Desperately in need of points here. 2:30. Nice no-look pass underneath as Nolan's shot is blocked away by Abby Myers. That entry pass was a thing of beauty. Wow. Until it wasn't.
Yeah, Myers. Nolan unfortunately had an easy wide open layup. No, you don't. Look at this.
That's some nice help defense, and Nolan gets the revenge, and she gets a bucket.
Yeah, good job. Way to stick with it.
So a 12-point ball game is now a 6-point ball game.
Well, Newcastle finally just settled in.
Oh, nice drive to the lane.
Beautiful hesitation.
Katanich gets another bucket.
And that's where Newcastle just need to clean up. It's way too easy just to get to the rim, and also picking up the ball here, like we said, look at where their offense starts.
That's a matchup that you think Newcastle might be able to take advantage of. Fernandez Pardo being guarded closely by Abby Myers. Tiara Hodges finally gets it. She gets off a 15-footer. Gets the front of the rim. Nolan comes away with the rebound. Psyche now. Stutter on the drive, off the glass, and in at 5'3". Lauren Psyche.
That's really nice. I spoke about her skills, and I've been watching her through her career. You know, she's a top-level point guard, can handle the ball, and the ability is very high.
London Lions still with a 6-point lead, outside in, beautiful pass, and a nice job on the finish at the other end for Maya Price. Maya Price, a former Newcastle Eagle, so she's giving it to her former teammates, and there's a foul in the front court as Tiara Hodges crossed the line and was double teamed. They're going to get number 7, Holly Winterburn.
It's a little weak.
I think that was soft.
Yeah, that's not a foul. I love the referees, and I saw them before. I said, I'll be nice to you, but this is a final, you know. But either way, let's have a look. We get the luxury of looking at it twice. Okay, the little slap down.
18-10, the champion London Lions with the lead, and they'll go right inside to Nolan, and this time on the block by Abby Myers. They're going to get her for the call.
I like that for Newcastle Eagles. Find Katie Holland down low look, the mismatch. Use the body, yes. Abby Myers has blocked one before, but put the pressure on the referees. Yes, the coach says, let's go. That's a great play, good understanding, and they're at the free throw line.
So Katie Nolan strolls to the line, gets the first one, a 71% shooter during the season. Played her college ball in the States at Seton Hall. So she's played some high-level basketball, Division I basketball, as they say, in the States. And she steps up and knocks the second one down. So it looked to be a bit of a blowout early on, and the Newcastle Eagles say, you know, not so fast. We didn't make the trip all the way down here just to see Drew Lasker. We're going to try to get this thing a game, and now they've closed it down to 6.
They sure did. And that's what I thought. That timeout that coach took, Matt, he just took that timeout, a great one to settle the nerves. I felt like they came out, you know, a little bit. And there he is, Drew next to CEO Aaron. There he is. He's next to the big dog.
Oh, he's sitting courtside. Lasker, man. He knows someone. And as soon as London gives it away at a bad entry pass, Newcastle gives it right away back to London on a miscommunication on the inbound. So Stella Kaltadu not so nervous just yet, but she's starting to pace a little bit. Team up by 6, under a minute to go here in the first. This is the Women's British Basketball League Championship Final. Todd Harris, Xenia Stewart, Drew Lasker with you here from the beautiful O2 Arena on a picturesque Sunday in London. Holly Winterburn tries to cross back to here. Hodges is right there like a shadow. Look at her. Keep her on the outside. Has to give it away. And it's going to be a shot clock violation as Winterburn saw the shot clock winding down and launched a Steph Curry like 3 and could not hit the rim.
But Hodges' defense, yet again, she's obviously a threat. But the defense, to move your feet, stay in front of Holly Winterburn, who's got handles. A great job. And there's Abby Myers, got 8 early points in this first quarter.
Got a tweak on the ankle, so Abby Myers is going to sit on the bench for a second, get a little treatment, see if she can rest that up, loosen it up. And the London Lions, we mentioned, with the 4 players that have departed for the WNBA, they're a little bit thin on that bench. A team that usually can go 10 to 12 players deep to win that Euro Cup championship. They're going to have to get it done with 10 on the bench today.
Yeah, and it's such a big part.
Hodges. All-star gives it to Psyche. Beautiful head fake by Psyche. 5-3. Can't finish with the left. Nolan's there to go up. No foul called this time. And here comes SBN.
A lot of bodies flying. Gosh.
Officials are letting them play. Final 8 seconds. And the shot goes up and it's off the mark. And there's going to be a foul in the backcourt at 18-12 with 2.1 seconds. You can see Myers trying to get that right ankle loosened up.
There it is. She's got a band just to keep the motion in the ankle joint. Don't let it stiffen up. And that's horrible sometimes when it's just a quick tweak.
Yep.
It's just a little pain. But it's good to just keep it moving. Don't want it to seize up. Well, with that silly foul, they walk the end of the floor, don't they? And shoot.
So Zoe Willis just steps right up, a 68% free throw shooter, and she's going to knock in a big free throw there, possibly a second one to cut this one to 4. Z, this was a double-figure lead for the Lions. Looks like they were running away with it, and here they are leaving the fourth quarter only up by 4.
Yeah, well, it was Hodges. She was huge in this first quarter.
So the first quarter comes to a conclusion, and it is the London Lions 20, the Eagles 14. We've got a great second period coming up on our way to crowning a champion. Will it be the Lions of London or the Eagles of Newcastle? London Lions led it by as many as 10 in the first quarter. They end the first quarter only leading by 4. So congratulations to Newcastle for fighting back when they were down big 14-4. Xenia Stewart looked like Newcastle had no answer offensively, and then somehow they calmed and righted the ship with Matt Newby at the head, and they've closed it now down to 18-16. So it's a 2-point game.
Absolutely, and Hodges is absolutely going to work. I love it. She said she dedicated this to her sister, and her sister would be so proud of this first quarter and into now the second quarter efforts.
On the drive, Holly Winterburn with a nice back cut and can't finish it, but she is fouled and she will go to the line. If you're just joining us, Tiara Hodges there, number 15, player out of Furman University in the USA. Her sister passed away a year ago today, and she is playing with increased motivation. There you see the foul on Hodges.
Well, I'm just, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say Holly Winterburn out of the University of Oregon, part of that GB Olympic team headed to Paris, and she is just such a stabilizing force as she hits both.
Yeah, for me, Holly Winterburn, I just think she's grown, and really I'm so proud of her as I came out of retirement in 2000, and what year was it? 2020, yeah. She was at the Leicester Riders, and she was so young, and big shot.
Zoe Willis, who hit the free throw just before the end of the first half, hits a 3 there. So now they have 5 points for her. Abby Myers back in. We saw her stretching that right ankle. It looks like it looks okay to me. She doesn't get the bucket to fall, but she will go to the line.
Yeah, Newcastle feeling themselves. Sorry, let me finish my thought with Holly Winterburn. Yeah, just the growth of her game, the maturity, the fact that, you know, she's really taking it on, her mentality. I just love. The sky is the limit for her. She is so young. She's achieved so much. She is also, listen to this stat, 90-1 in the British Basketball League. The one we lost to Caledonia when Stella took the new job. That was her first day at the office, and we lost that game. So sorry for that. But Holly Winterburn is 90-1.
So Winterburn and company now lead it by 3, 22-19. Nolan stays in the game, gives it over to Psyche. Psyche all of 5-3, dishes the ball with a hot hand right now. That being Willis. Shot goes up, off the end. Nolan right there, and she's going to be fouled and going to the line as Katsinstina just caught her on the arm.
And Nolan doing work. She's working hard on that offensive rebound, and that's exactly what you need. Keep chipping away. But she's so, you know, she's a big, broad body. She's hard to box out. Right now, Holly goes up for that. She doesn't get it. Who gets it? Nolan, and she goes back to the free throw line.
Eddie Nolan, as we mentioned, a 71% free throw shooter, misses the first of that. So she'll try to hit the second one and close the game back down to a 2-point ball game. Can't get it done, so it remains a 3-point lead for the London Lions, your Euro Cup champions, regular season champions, defending champions. Faye Dean is checked in now, handling the ball for Stella Kalstadou and the London Lions. Drives the lane, and they're going to get the foul, it looks like.
Abby Lowe, I think.
Abby Lowe on the outside.
And in the quarters and the semis, Abby actually fouled out in the semis. Newcastle had Caledonia. Let me have a look at here. Lots of bodies flying, but yeah, they went into overtime in that semi-final, and she actually fouled out, so they didn't even have her in that overtime, but she's got her hands full having to guard Holly Winterburn.
On the switch, Winterburn finds Myers in the corner. Myers, nothing wrong with that ankle, buries the 3.
Yeah, great drive and kick.
So now how does Newcastle answer? Best way to answer is probably with the Tiara Hodges handling the ball. They'll give it over the side, and it's knocked away cleanly. Nice block there as Zoe Willis tried to get it done. Stays with the shot and gets it to fall.
London Lions need to do a better job in rebounding. They do a great job turning over the ball.
Willis, here we go. Back come the Eagles. Entry pass and a slip on the floor. Tiara Hodges somehow comes away with it. Kicks it back over to Willis, and it's taken away by Savannah Wilkinson. Lions looking to run. Myers down the lane, and she is fouled.
Be interesting to see.
Yeah,
Abby Lowe. Yeah.
So 2 quick ones on Abby Lowe, and she's going to probably have to take a seat here for the final 7:30 of the first half, and that's exactly what Matt Newby's going to do.
Yeah, that's such a shame here. Gets in the way, and to pick up 2. She's such a big part of this offense.
So Lowe averaging 12 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, will have to take a seat, although Lowe has struggled against London the 2 previous games this season. The regular season, she got 4 and 7 points. So not a great matchup for her as Myers hits the first of 2.
Yeah, and she's been with the Newcastle Eagles a good couple of years now, 2020, 2022 season, and then went to Durham, then came back. So that's going to be a bit of a loss. She's going to have to head to the bench.
Abby Myers leading the Lions charge. She had 22 points and 6 rebounds and 3 assists in that semifinal win against Leicester. She is dominant for us, especially when that outside shot is on. Psyche looking for some space to operate at 5'3". She gets that shot up, can't get it to fall. Cat comes away with it in her final game. Pushing the pace now, the London Lions surveying the field, goes behind the back. Savannah Wilkinson on the drive, and she is fouled by Katie Nolan.
Yeah, and that's what Drew Lasker spoke about earlier, being able to put the ball on the floor, the ability to get past post players. Lovely rip through, and she'll go to the line for 2.
And that will send Katie Nolan, and she picks up her second foul. She'll go to the line, and they'll sub her out for Chloe Gaynor, who will step in. Chloe Gaynor, who played her college ball in California at Long Beach State University, and that's how she knows Lauren Psyche, her backcourt mate, who played at UC Irvine, just about 30 miles down the 405 in Orange County.
Down the 405.
When it's not jammed with traffic.
Well, she has a great body. She's 6'3", 26 years old, you know, coming into her prime. She's been with Newcastle Eagles for quite some years, and I've played against her. Really smart, intelligent, got the nice little 15-footer.
Yeah.
And also is going to help on the rebounding end.
So here come the Eagles. They trail it by 7. Under 7 minutes to play in the British Basketball League. They play 10-minute quarters. Psyche, look at driving into the tall trees. No fear there. Kicks it back out to Gaynor. Beautiful pass as Willis finds herself free. Can't get it to fall. And Myers comes away with the rebound, but not before she is fouled.
Oh, that was a great pass and catch by Zoe Willis. She needs to just go up with that. That was fantastic. Look at this. Great pass. Look, she was wide open, but she just took that extra step. Lovely pass.
Threads the needle.
Yeah, look, just go up.
And if she tries to get the ball back, she is called for the foul. So Matt Newby and his Newcastle Eagles will try to strategize and come up with something as they will close out this first half of play.
But you can definitely see, you know, they've settled into the game, into the second quarter. I feel like that was a great job.
Yeah, this is their road to the O2.
Yeah.
Newcastle, a lot of people didn't think they'd get past that first round game with Sheffield, but the win against Caledonia on the road was enormous.
I think both games. Sheffield is a tough team in the league. They've played fantastic. And then you're right, Caledonia, 2 big teams. And Newcastle, yes, they've had this up and down season. I think their record really shows that they only got 11 wins. But for me, it doesn't matter. The playoffs is a whole new, brand new season. The women's league is a little bit different. The men play best of 3. The women only play 1 game. So it's really important that you are feeling good, you are playing well, you are gelling, the chemistry is good together. Because you only have 1 shot where the men are best of 3s, and there's London Lions Road.
Yeah, easy for them at home, especially in the copper box where they are almost unstoppable once they get rolling. We talked about it. The one thing that's an interesting fact, and I had to go back and look at this, you know the London Lions, 20-0 in the regular season, they lost their first game of the year. Now, it was a Euro Cup qualifier against a team, but I was telling you, where do you find a weakness in the London Lions in their very first game of the year? It took them a while to gel, but they lost that team to a Hungarian team, 63-48.
Well, there's the Cheshire Phoenix looking on as they are playing right after this. But you're right. I do think I was at that game that they were trying to qualify for the Euro League, and you know, disappointed, and that Hungarian team went on and did really well, but then they just kind of come together and click clicked and just figured it out and trusted and more. And this is why, even though those 4 girls have gone to the WNBA, there's still this main core good part of leaders, especially with Nina, Holly Winterburn, who's been with London Lions for a fair few years. They haven't really dropped off.
I feel like there's a London Lions way of doing things. From their warm-ups to their stretching to everything, they just have a system the way they do it. Shot clock now at 3. You have to get this one up, and it doesn't hit anything. That's going to be a shot clock violation. But the Lions come away with the ball.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to, this is a semi-pro and trying to become professional, and especially at the rate at the league and Euro Cup, and you're trying to bring that professionalism here to the British Basketball League.
Myers left open, can't get it to fall, and Fernandez Pardo gets the rebound. It's knocked away by Snitsina, and it'll stay with the Eagles. How about her career?
Yeah.
21 years, 76 games, 751 points. And 7 trophies, and this is her final go. She gave you a nice wave during warm-up.
Yes, she did. She gave me the love heart. And we spoke about it, you know, because I retired last year with her, and we spoke about the retirement, announcing it at the beginning, and you can really enjoy the journey and the season of, you know, because some days it's really hard and you don't want to do it, and it's really hard in the grind. But those hard days, you can say, man, this is my last day.
But you think about, to Ovi Soko's point about that wasn't just, you know, champagne, caviar, and private jet. She was doing it the hard way in Europe.
She was. And that's the travel. You're right. She's originally from Belarus, and has played with their national team, played with the Olympic Belarusian team. And you're right. She played professional from young. She didn't go to college. She went straight to pro in Russia. So she's played many, many years. And for her to finish it here, she also found love in London last year. She found a new partner, so she'll be here for good.
Kat lets this one fly, can't get it to fall. Ball knocked away, and once again, Ivana Katanic comes away with the rebound. They're going to call the foul, and they're going to get Courtney Klassen for the foul on that, as they are both fighting for the board. This is a critical point, would you say, for Matt Newby and the Eagles, Z, not to let this thing slip away with just 5:17 to play in the first half.
I think that's a great point. You don't want to burst this lead open. They've done a fantastic job managing, pushing, and then also going into halftime. You can really, you know, come on, girls, we've still got that confidence. But the third is my most important quarter that you need to come out. But you're right. Don't break it open.
And how about Stella Calcidu, Coach of the Year? I mean, that's unanimous. I mean, she just did such a fantastic job.
I think she also grew in confidence, right? She over prepares. If you look in her little inside pocket of her jacket, she's got all these plays, all these defenses, so many things that she wants to do. She will probably have changed a few things in practice. She's so serious and has just become an incredible coach.
On the drive, Abby Myers are going to call Tiara Hodges, and she's going to ask for some NBA continuation, and they're going to give it to her. Foul and the point.
Well, if you don't ask, you don't get.
There you go. 4:59 to play, and the Londons threatening to burst the dam as they now lead it by 12. And just moments ago, Skylar White of the Cheshire Phoenix. I don't know if this is a normal pregame warm-up, but...
He said, I'm not doing that, Pat the dog. You got me all the way messed up. I've got a game later.
Matt Newby is a little bit more concerned on his plate right now. His team cut it to 12 after being... cut it to 2, I should say, after being down by 10 in the first. They now find themselves in a 12, make that a 13-point hole with just 4:59 to play here inside the O2 with the Women's British Basketball League Championship on the line. London Lions are defending champions. They won the regular season at 20-0, and they are also your Euro Cup champions. They have been the dominant force on this side of the pond. But I'll tell you what, Newcastle showed a lot of guts in that first period, not folding up 10 early.
Yeah, well, what I liked is their movement on the offense. Look, they've got multiple screens, multiple actions.
Shot comes up short, didn't hit the rim, so London there comes away with the rebound. No shot clock violation as the Lions now will look to push it. This is a critical 4.5 minutes for Newcastle. They have got to find a way to get some offense. Bounce pass, trying to get into Winterburn. Cat's pass goes awry as Lauren Psyche comes away with it. She weaves her way to the defense. Psyche going left, right, left, goes up with a hook and gets it to fall.
I told you, she said, come on. Listen, she's elite. She's a class act. She can look after the ball, and no doubt she was on the scouting report. But you can see how they defend them. They've got 2 guys on them worried about her. That was a wonderful move. We're going to have to see that again later.
Just 5 feet 3 inches tall. She went left, right, left, behind the back. Kat feeding it back out to Abby Myers for the step back 3. Boom!
Gosh, she's feeling it too, right? She says, yep, come on. Don't worry, I've got us.
She doesn't want Zania Stewart talking too much about Lauren Psyche and that behind the back play too much. Let me change the narrative.
Yeah, I like Psyche a lot. I think you go to her too. Again, but you see there's lots of movement.
Pass knocked out of bounds as Fernandez Pardo was trying to get the skip pass. This London Lions team just too quick, too tall to get that kind of pass to fall. She's trying to get into the hands of Courtney Klassen, who will take a seat. And surprised to see this move, Abby Lowe is going to come back into the game.
She's going to have to be careful. If I'm London Lions, I'm going to attack her, try and get her on that 3rd foul. You know, when you've got 3 fouls, it's difficult.
Hodges on the stutter step, can't get it to fall. Looked like she was having it, and right off the bat, Lowe thought she was going to have a problem, another one, and it is a jump ball.
I know, she freaked out a little bit then.
37-23, let's check in with Jeanette Kwachi, Obu Soko, and Kyla Nelson to see what's coming up at the half.
Oh, we have been excited watching this one. Kyla, who's caught your eye?
Abby Myers, 18 points, 71% from the field, getting it done everywhere and drawing fouls.
She's been busy, and for you, Ovi?
Tiara Hodges, you know, I think she's kept her team in it. They got off to a very slow start, but they've done a great job fighting their way back into the game.
Yeah, there's still plenty more to come, and I'm sure you'll keep us across it, Todd and Azania.
All right, thank you very much, JK. We look forward to the second half and the halftime. Also want to mention, coming up later today, we got the men's championship, Azania. We haven't really got into that. The London Lions take on the Cheshire Phoenix. But let's go back to this play. How about this?
Move. Look at that. Double behind the back and then throw it up. She says yes. She's one of my favorite point guards. And then here, Abby Myers for her 18th point. Nothing but net. Splashes it in. Great job by both of them.
A lot more of Lauren Psyche, the pride of UC Irvine, as she tries to get her squad back into it. Just 4 points, 5 assists. So Psyche will try to work with Tiara Hodges. Who else of that group? Is it a Zoe Willis? Is it a Katie Nolan that's going to have to chip in double figures?
Well, I also need to see some more from Abby Lowe. I think she's kind of obviously struggling with those 2 fouls. But you're right, Zoe Willis also came in. But right now, Gaynor also is in. She's got to use her height. But I like what Newcastle are doing on their offensive end. You know what they're also doing is offensive rebounding, getting themselves second and third opportunities. That's huge. It's how they dug back into that lead in the first quarter.
So Gaynor, Psyche, and Hodges are back on the court for Matt Newby. We'll see how they can close out this one. Just a moment ago, he was letting the officials know that he wasn't super thrilled with some of their calls, but his team is battling to try to stay in this one. They trail now by 14. Trying to claw their way back into a single-digit lead. Remember, they were down by 10 early, down by 12, and then they cut it to 2. That pass goes awry, picked off now. Psyche looking beautiful lead to Lowe, and Lowe will have an easy layup.
Oh, wonderful long lean steps. That's exactly. I said, hey, we need more from Abby Lowe, and she comes out and says, don't worry, Xenia, I got you.
12-point lead now. Pass inside. Winterburn just way too easy.
Lovely reverse. Had Abby Lowe on the other side of her and just went reverse layup. Good offense from Holly.
And look at the swarming defense, the killer bees, and it turns into another bucket. So a quick 4-0 run by the London Lions as they sense Newcastle trying to build some momentum, and they push the lead back to 41-25.
And they're trapping them now. Foul here, but what's happening is London Lions, like you said, bees, they're swarming, they're sending a trap to Newcastle, trying to turn them over, and that's how they got this steal.
And again, always with their heads up, looking to make the quick pass. And you sub out a player like Abby Myers with the deep threat, and you bring in the speed package, none other than the captain, SBN, Shanice Beckford-Norton.
The speed package, indeed.
She is lightning quick.
Oh, she's so fast, and also she can jump out of the gym.
Yeah, such a talented player out of LSU.
Yeah, and British, homegrown, went to America.
Bounce pass to Psyche. She takes a deep range shot for her, usually not known for outside shooting. And here comes Kat. Crossing over, thinks about it, drives up and under. Kat gets the bucket.
There you go, Kat. Since Lena, when the three isn't dropping, she can also put the ball on the floor.
Abby Lowe now. Kicks it back out to Gaynor. Gaynor hits a big three for the Eagles.
Yeah, she can stretch the floor. Obviously, a big body. She's tall at 6'3". That's a great shot from her.
1:40 now to play. Newcastle aware of what's at stake with the championship. You got to be kidding me. Holly Winterburn goes full hocus pocus magic with that pass. No look, and threads the needle at the same time.
Gosh, she just knew where her teammate was going to be.
Deep range three coming off the heel. Black jerseys there, and they're going to look to run. Smartly without the numbers, they back it down, and Holly Winterburn says, let me show you my outside game as well. She'll go inside. Savannah Wilkinson. Wilkinson, tough to stop that, and they're going to get Fernandez Pardo, as Drew Lasker talked about in the pregame. Just her size and her athleticism. Yeah. Savannah Wilkinson at 6'1". She's just a mismatch nightmare.
Yeah, here, look at this, the magic. She knew exactly where she was going to be at the right time. That's beautiful passing. That's fantastic basketball, and that is what I'm talking about. The sky is the limit for Holly Winterburn, and the fact that she's so young, you know, she hasn't. She's not even 25 yet. She's 23.
When you were playing with Holly Winterburn, did you always have to keep the head on a swivel? Because you might get the ball upside the head if you weren't paying attention.
The head on the swivel, and you have to have your hands ready at all times.
Record-setting pace right now as the London Lions, most points scored in a half in a Women's Basketball League final. 46 so far and still a minute to play. Oh, Hodges would have loved to have that one back. Misses it. Back come the Lions.
And Shanice Beckford-Norton.
Love that. Look at that hustle.
It's still Shanice Beckford-Norton hurt her ankle there, but great job by Hodges.
Holly Winterburn, that's a size mismatch. Holly Winterburn goes 5'11", and Lauren Psyche goes 5'3".
Yeah, that's a big hit. Let's have a look.
You know what that is? That's duck on anteater crime. Holly Winterburn played her ball at the University of Oregon, home of the Ducks. And Lauren Psyche, UC Irvine anteaters.
Well, it doesn't matter how little or big you are. That's got to hurt. It was a full shoulder and hip into her chest. So glad to see that she's up.
Psyche's tough as nails. Look at this, coming right back at it. Showing no signs of the Winterburn crush. Hodges working her way in, and she's going to get Kat on the foul as she worked that pivot foot. Couldn't get the ball to drop, but with 32 seconds left, she's going to go to the line.
Yeah, good patience by her. She likes the left-hand drive. There she is. But look, she gets multiple. What she should have done on that second fake is go up into catch this Nina and get that foul. Well, she gets it anyway.
Yeah, she gets the foul eventually. She will go to the line. Hodges, an 88% free throw shooter. So she'll try to close this thing down to 16 points. Remember, they were down by 10 in the first quarter, 14-4. Clawed back to cut it to 2. And this midway through the second period, as Amy Stewart, London has shown their class.
Yeah, and I think they've done it in multiple different ways. You know, they've done it inside. There it is. Abby Myers obviously doing well. Kat's going into the rim. Also, her three-point shot hasn't been dropping. Holly Winterburn showing it all. So they've done it in different ways, but this is what's been so great and really the toughness and why it's so difficult to guard London Lions is because who do you stop?
Yeah, and I feel like you bring up a great point. If you focus on one player, a lot of times people come in and focus on Holly Winterburn or Savannah Wilkinson. Someone else steps up.
Yeah, correct. And here are the top scorers. Hodges with the 8 points. Is that it? I feel like it feels a little bit more than that.
She's played almost the entire game as Tiara Hodges. If you're just joining us, Tiara Hodges playing with a heavy heart today as her sister passed away 1 year ago today. So telling us before the game started, this is going to be a very emotional game for her.
Yeah, and she's been really good in that first quarter, especially when the Lions broke out. She was the only one scoring. So I think you've got Abby Myers also, Abby Lowe getting herself going offensively, a nice breakaway layup. Get something like that moving and keep chipping away. But, 32 seconds here and being at the free throw line is a good way to chip away at that lead.
Tiara Hodges got the first 6 points for the Newcastle Eagles when they couldn't buy a bucket as she misses uncharacteristically the front end of those 2 shots. An 88% free throw shooter Hodges is, averaging regular season 21 points, so misses them both, and the lead remains 46-28 as we go under 30 seconds to play here in the first half. Wilkinson drives herself. Good defense there by Nolan, and back comes Hodges with the ball. Psyche now. Fernandez-Pardo from deep range. Can't get it to fall halfway down. Hodges there battling for the rebound, and it's going to stay with the Eagles. Last touch by Faye and Dean.
Oh, great offense by Newcastle to get that rebound, push it in transition. The 3 doesn't drop, but it's the right look. Coach Mack could definitely live with that.
Kat Snitsina will come off, as will Holly Winterburn for these final 7 seconds. So a little bit of coaching work there by Selikowski to keep them on for offense. And now the defensive situation, Fernandez-Pardo, another look at a 3, can't get it to fall. We talked about the sight lines again, and it's been difficult for Newcastle as the final seconds tick away, and that one's just off the mark. So it is a 46-28 halftime lead for the defending champion and Euro Cup champions, London Lions. Gave us a little bit of scare as they came out and put up a quick 10 on the Eagles. The Eagles fought back, cut that lead down to 2, but midway through the second, the London Lions really flexed their muscles, and offensively, they have looked dominant. Now with 46 points in the first half, looking strong.
Yeah, look really strong, and multiple players getting into a rhythm and looking good. So Coach Newbie is going to just have a little chat here with his assistant coaches and figure it out.
Drew Lasker, one of the few people in the O2 that's been able to catch up with Abby Myers.
Abby, big half. We saw the emotion from the very first bucket. What was the tone you were trying to set early?
Yeah, it's the last game of the season. It's the finals. We got a great crowd today. We want to end the season on a win. So just wanted to come out strong, come out with energy, and really just come out strong with it.
And defensively, we see you throwing a lot of different looks at them. What are you trying to do to the Newcastle Eagles offense?
Yeah, the goal of the game is to keep them out of their flow, keep them out of their rhythm. So they hit a shot. We want to try and mix it up on them and give them different looks on D.
Thanks for your time, Abby.
Thank you.
Let's head over to the studio. Back to you, Jeanette.
Thank you very much, Drew. Well, it is the Lions 46 and Newcastle Eagles 28. We're going to be back with all the halftime analysis right after this. Welcome back to the Women's British Basketball League playoff final, and the London Lions are in control. It's an 18-point game, but Newcastle, they're showing flashes of brilliance from Tierra Hodges, who picked up and closed that gap in the first, but much of that she had to do alone with a bit of help from Zoe Willis, but it wasn't sustainable. For the Lions, Abby Myers is on fire. 21 points, 75% field goal percentage. The rest of the spoil share between Katanich, Winterburn and Wilkinson. It's an overpaced second period for the Eagles, who are desperately trying to bring it back to a single-digit game. But the Lions are smashing records here. Most points scored in a half. Look at that, Kyla Nelson. When you look at those stats, it really shows where the London Lions are at.
Oh, it does. They're super efficient from the 2-point, from within the arc, 46 points and a half. Newcastle just cannot win at that rate. All of their playoff games were below 70 points and under, and they kept 3-point shooters to under 20%. They have to do a better job defensively.
And again, look, 29 out of the 9 shots out of 29 for Newcastle. They're just not landing, Ovi.
They aren't. But to be fair, Tierra Hodges, she missed a couple bunnies in the first half, and I think that they're missing a couple opportunities that they'll love to have back. So they just have to calm down. They're here now. They've done a great job. And just finish these easy baskets.
And that's what it's about, isn't it? Just taking a beat, taking a minute. And this half-time is going to be really important for them, because you've got players like Abby Myers, like we said, on absolute fire here, Kyla.
Yeah, she is. 21 points, as you said, 75% from the field. But it's coming out of the flow of the offense. She's not forcing much. You see she gets it done on both ends. She plays bigger than she is, has the ability to guard 1 through 5, as you see right there. And on the offensive end, she's always been a scorer. She's just found her role in this Lions team, and with the amount of stars that they did have from the WNBA, she was just kept under the radar. But every time her number was called, she found ways to score. Lovely step back to finish that clip right there.
And that's the main thing in it, Ovi, to come out here and shine. When it's your time, and you've got to step up to the plate, she's done exactly that.
I love that. I love that, because taking your opportunity is something that young players, they dream about, and she's doing that. She had people in front of her all season, MVP caliber players, WNBA caliber players, but she waited her turn, and now she's having a big game.
For Tierra Hodges, it's going to be a frustrating game, isn't it? Because you could see in that first quarter, she was going for it, Kyla. She really wanted to make sure she could lay something down. It's not sustainable if you do it by yourself.
I think what also makes it hard is Kat Sisnino is a great person to guard her, because she's more guard-like but a bigger body. Tierra Hodges is maybe used to having post players guard her. Where she found success was right there, was catching her on the perimeter and facing up and driving downhill at Kat Sisnino. The power, the speed was way too much, and that's where she started scoring, was inside the lane.
But then, Ovi, we saw her miss a couple of 3 throws. You cannot do that in a game like this. You need to have your accuracy up there.
You can't. And I love this matchup, because this is a similar matchup that I sort of had when I was playing. I wasn't a great shooter. I was probably more similar to Tierra, but you use your physicality, you get those guys off balance, and you try and win the matchup that way.
Yeah, Holly Winterburn, though, great passing from her. She's someone so useful, isn't she?
She literally stacks every stat line you can think of. She just understands the game so well.
Look at that.
Great pass. The reason she does it, she keeps the ball on a string in her hand. She has a high dribble, but the ball stays wide, and she's always ready to release the ball out of either hand. A lovely wraparound left-hand pass to Savannah Wilkinson there. She knows where her teammates are, and she finds them on time, on target.
And Ovi, it's about knowing your role, isn't it? It's about knowing exactly what you need to do, reading the room, reading the court, and knowing where your players are going to be.
Oh, it is. And I think Holly, she's one of the more decorated UK players that we've seen in recent history. So, there's no surprises that she's making these reads. We're seeing the high level of basketball that she's bringing.
And Kyla, I know you've been watching Lauren Saiki as well. What are your thoughts on her in this game and how she could potentially maybe help turn this around?
I think she's an X factor right now. I think she's so crafty. You've seen the oohs and ahs from the crowd so far. And she's got it done by being just a great point guard. She's avoided a lot of the traps, and in the half court she's found ways to be effective going downhill. Even though she's the smallest player on the floor, she finds ways to finish over bigger bodies. And the best thing about her, she's number 1 in the league for assists, and she's got 6 already in this half.
What do they need to do, Newcastle, to be able to try and bring this in?
They have to limit the scoring of the London Lions.
Okay.
Have to limit them. Offensively, they have to go at them.
Okay, let's see what they can do. It's halftime in the Women's British Basketball League playoff final, and the score is London 46, Newcastle 28. We'll be back with the second half right after this. Welcome back to the Women's British Basketball League playoff final, where currently the London Lions lead by 18 points against the Newcastle Eagles. And just over a month ago, history was made. In a grouping encounter, a sold-out Copper Box, the London Lions clinched the Euro Cup women's title with a remarkable victory. They became the first British team ever, male or female, to win European honours. And at the very heart of that triumph was Great Britain's very own Holly Winterburn.
When I caught that ball, I knew I was going to shoot. It just felt like the stars aligned in that moment.
Step up and take your moment.
A British team winning the Euro Cup is just unheard of. The way I like to describe Euro Cup to English people is it's like the Europa League in football. You know, it's not the Champions League, but it's right under that. I say, oh, yeah, we won the Europa League. It doesn't do justice to what we did. Besiktas, you know, they're a huge programme. The first leg we lost by 7, so going into the second leg we were down 7 effectively to start the game. That's one basket a quarter that we had to be better than them. Took one little spark and the others followed.
London Lions Euro Cup Women's Champions.
It was just an out-of-body experience. You know, the crowd was so loud and you know, everyone was on their feet. Wow. Photos like this and memories like this, every time I see these pictures and think about it, it brings all the emotions back. Honestly, the most special moment of my life. Whole day, the whole evening, the whole night was super special. Yeah, I'll never forget it. We were the first British team to ever win a Euro Cup title, you know, men or women. So just to think of how significant that is, we wrote history and there'll never be another first to do it.
I mean, Kyla, just put into context for our viewers what that victory for London in Europe represented.
It's really hard to put into words because it's never been done before. That is British basketball history in our back garden. And it's going to take a long time for everyone to understand how big that was and the impact that these female players had on British fans, on kids, boys, girls, and just more involvement in the sport and understanding the level.
And what does it mean, in your opinion, Obi, for basketball in Britain? You know, the kids see stuff like that. It's accessible. It's something that they can see.
It is so incredible, so massive. You can't really, genuinely can't put it into words. But me as a hooper, I understand the significance of being the first to break down a barrier, to show that and prove that it is possible. You can do it. Now, other British teams, you know, we've seen the blueprint. We've seen the team do it, men and women, and we just need to follow their lead.
Well, let's see what they can do. Seems like a great player. But just before the second half starts, let's hear from Coach Matt Newby. He's with Drew Lasker.
Matt, your team proved that you can look London in the eye for those first 10 minutes. What did you tell the girls in the locker room?
I mean, literally that, you know, in terms of our possessional play, we've only turned the ball over 8 times, which is good for us against a team of this line. We let them leak a little bit in transition, and of course they've got quite a lot from the line. Some of those mistakes were on us, some of them were tough calls, you know what I'm saying? So fundamentally right now we've just got to come out and bounce back. We've got to fight back. That's it. That's the reality of it.
Thanks for your time. Good luck in the second half, Coach.
Cheers.
What can the London Lions do, or can the Newcastle Eagles turn it around? Todd Harris and Azania Stewart will take you through.
So here we go with one half to play on the road to history, or we like to say, as Azania Stewart, the road to glory. Will it be London or will it be Newcastle? After the first period of play, it was London by just 4, but they really blew it open that second quarter, leading now by 18.
Yeah, and that's the turnovers that Coach Matt Newby talked about just then. Drew, some mistakes were ours, some was theirs, and that's not how you want to start the third quarter.
Going to get a heavy dose of Tiara Hodges, number 15 in white for Newcastle, as Kat Sisnita drives the lane, and she is fouled, and this could be on Abby Lowe, and that could be number 3. Remember, in the British Basketball League, you only get 5 personal.
And that's 20 seconds in, you know. It's, you know you're playing with 2. Yeah. You can't afford any little slap downs or any for the referee to call.
At this point, though, you got to leave her in, right?
I think you do. I think you do.
Matt Newby, the head coach of the Newcastle Eagles, just gave her the 3, showing her.
It's not disciplined, in my opinion. You know, you shouldn't. I guess you felt the temptation to slap down. Your team needs you.
Cat gets one of two. Back comes Lauren Psyche. Feeds it over to Gaynor. Hodges now with the ball. Look how quick she comes off that. Nolan back to Psyche now. Good movement by the Eagles there, but look at the defense on the inside. Interior defense is brutal. Nolan finally gets it. Gaynor left wide open for a three, and she buries it.
Beautiful offense by Newcastle. The real patience, getting the ball inside, then the kick out. That is what I'm talking about. Beautiful. Women's basketball does it the best, in my opinion.
Keep the game simple, and that's what they're doing indeed. Abby Myers, who had the big first half, she comes off there. Can't get that one to fall, but gets helped by Wilkinson, who comes away with a rebound. Holly Winterburn, one of the best players in the entire league. Just so skillful. Look at that delayed pass to the inside. What a dime and what a finish.
Yeah. She knows where all of her teammates are, and this is what I'm talking about. When you play a whole season together, 7-8 months, you just know she has her eyes closed, basically.
You talk about her youth, and she played her college ball at the University of Oregon in Eugene, but she just seems to have a knack. She just seems to see Abby Lowe. That's a great sign for the Eagles. She hits the three. Talking about Holly Winterburn, she just seems to have a knack of knowing where people are flowing to what position on the court.
Yeah, 1 second, Savannah Wilkinson just hurt herself a little bit, but here's another dime. Good timing, wide open. Just think, and Abby Lowe, we need more of this, and this is why you leave her in, right? She's such a good shooter. She's a great defender, but she's got to be careful. She cannot afford to pick up that fourth.
Abby Lowe played her college ball at San Diego State University. She was part of that 2021 squad that faced off against these same Lions. Indeed, remember that well in 2021 for the title, and London won that one.
Oh, gosh. Yes, I rolled my ankle. That's why we lost, obviously.
So a little bit of a grudge match going here. 8:02 to play here in the third period. London. Another great pass, that over the shoulder hook shot. Abby Myers would have buried that in the first half as the Lions try to track it down to no avail. So 49-34, halfway to the title for the London Lions and for Stella Kalsadou, Euro Cup champions. I love that feature that they ran at the half. With Holly Winterburn explaining to local folks what it means to win the Euro Cup. It's a big deal.
In football terms?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. It's not a big deal. Huge, massive. It's never been done before. And for London Lions to have that as
got blocked.
Yeah. To have their, their name stitched into that trophy, nobody can take it away from this London Lions team.
Certainly a game that is growing here in Great Britain. Nice pass inside Nolan. She's able to convert. So Nolan playing a part possibly in the comeback for the Eagles. 49-36, 7:30 to play in the third. Wilkinson, she'll just size up this 15-footer and drain it.
Yeah, good choice, and she's feeling it as her tongue is out. She sees the post player drop off. You shoot the mid-range.
Abby Lowe rushed that one, and it'll be a turnover as it goes out of bounds. What a player Savannah Wilkinson is. Yeah. Started her college career at Southern Methodist University and finished up, I know I hate to say this in front of you, Florida State. Home of the Seminoles. You love that.
No, right? Is that how you say it?
I can't believe you're even allowed to say that as a Florida Gator.
It's a no, not a O. But yeah, and also came up grassroots through North London, Haringey Angels, this exact same path as I did as a kid, and she followed, and I'm just so proud of her that she's able to come back to London and play a
Gaynor, another three. So back-to-back triples for Chloe Gaynor. 6'2" forward out of Great Britain, played her college ball at Long Beach State. Big 6 points for her. Wilkinson on Nolan, drives to her right. That one, a nice block there, but they're going to get Nolan first with the foul. I'm going to call the block. And I think that's 3 or 4 for Katie Nolan.
Yeah, that's tough. I thought she, that was a good job, good timing. I thought she was all ball. I don't know if we can have a look at that.
Savannah Wilkinson will go to the line. steady Eddie throughout the season, a 73% free throw shooter. You talked about London Lions in that first half where they brought the full court pressure and the offense not letting up the gas. It seems like the pace here in the third is a little bit different, a little more methodical, running more of Stella's offense. And last touch by number 20, Abby Myers. So Stella looks pretty calm for a lady that's already won quite a bit. Able to still get to a championship without the services of Azania Stewart. That in itself is a feat.
Gosh, she doesn't need me anymore.
Kiera Hodges trying to get the handle. Marina Fernandez-Pardo is another player that they could desperately use some outside shooting from. Nolan back to Psyche. Psyche directing traffic. Shot clock at 7. Psyche will take the short range shot. She comes up short, ball knocked away, lands in the capable hands of Holly Winterberg. Ivana Katanic walked right up. No one guarded her. She thought she'd take a 3. And then she thought maybe I should have rethought that one.
Yeah. Well, nobody was guarding her, so I get what she was doing.
So timeout on the floor, 55-39. As the London Lions have slowed the pace just a little bit, but still the same results. They are the dominant team out there. Todd Harris alongside Azania Stewart. We talked about your career and what you were able to do. I got to say this, though. You played at some of the highest levels. We're talking the Olympics, Division I basketball in Florida, a little time in Australia, and throughout Europe. It has been a great run for you. You've got to be part of the reason why women's basketball has done so well. I'm just praising you right now, but come on. Look at that. Look at that youngster.
You surprised me. Oh, no, this is wonderful. Thank you so much. And it is, and that's what my last game. And, so emotional. Thank you. And it's the reason why I came back to play and really retire again here in British basketball is I love these shots. It's how important it is for me to give back to young girls, but also to British basketball, how much it's grown. And I think it's shown in just 3 years, and now London Lions winning. You guys are so sneaky, by the way. So sneaky. Thank you for that, guys. Thank you so much. But in just that 3 years of London Lions to win Euro Cup, it is the biggest reason why I came back.
And you see the Cheshire Phoenix getting ready for their game. That's coming up at 4 o'clock on Sky Sports. Just continue on with my partner here. You have done such a fantastic job being an inspiration for young women in this country to say, I can not only play in America or around the world, I can take it to the highest level here, play in the Olympics. Yeah. And then you transitioned so nicely into broadcast. I remember last year, the first time we worked together, you called a game with me, and then you went and got dressed and played in a game.
I did. I was doubling.
That was awesome.
I was doubling up.
Double bubble.
Yeah, and you're right. And just being able to do that, because when I was growing up, there was no Azania Stewart to look up to and to be a basketball player.
Kiera Hodges receives a nice bounce pass, just a little too low for her to catch in stride. But Z, you've done a great job, magnificent job, and you've just been a class act on the microphone. So their loss is my gain. Coach Rob, look at this. Coach Rob's got the gum in. He's already working. Does anyone tell him he's not in the next game? He looks like he's already getting up fever pitch.
Yeah. Coach Rob Paternoster in his stunning suit.
We'll see him with Ovi Soko and Jeanette Kwachi coming up for the pregame. I remind you, we'll have that all on Sky Sports. Nice head fake. Chloe Gaynor decides to dump it down below, and she's having a personal battle. Kiera Hodges and Holly Winterburn.
It's a good idea, though. Coach likes he understands it.
55-39. Now is the time for Matt Newby and his Eagles to fly. Can they close the gap on the Lions? We'll find out next. 55-39 with 4:54 to play in the third here in the Women's Championship. There you see Matt Morgan and his fellow London Lions as they await their turn to try to hoist the trophy on the road to glory. One more game to go after this one. It'll be the men's final. London and Cheshire. Z, we are looking forward to this. It's a matchup, a rematch of the trophy championship in which Cheshire won. Kat. Zena for three.
Yeah, Kat. Finally, really struggled in the first half. Couldn't hit a three, so she was getting to the rim. But there, to see the ball go in from the three-point line, I know she's feeling good from that.
Trying to get the ball to Hodges in the paint. She has to come out to receive that. They kick it back over to Willis. And that pass just intercepted, going nowhere. Gaynor tried to get it inside, almost forced it. Wilkinson off her fingertips. I think she was going to dunk that. I think she was going to go full left hand tomahawk dunk. At least that's what I'm going to tell people.
Yeah, she knew she could have held that one. But I think Newcastle, going back to that last offense, they got the right thing. It's just taking them a bit too long. You've got Hodges down low, sealed. Nina down low. Get the ball to her quicker.
Hodges on the curl. Fernandez Pardo way out top. Finally gets the ball in the Hodges, but look how far out there to your point. She drives, kicks it out to Psyche. Psyche with the shot clock at 6. And Psyche buries a three.
Yeah, nice offense. I really like that. That multiple movement and loads of screens between the two bigs, making Kat, Nina, and Savannah Wilkinson have to switch and work on defense.
Myers now answers back with a three, and she does indeed. As she told Drew Lasker at halftime, they get a momentum, we come back and match that momentum, and that's exactly what she does as she erases Psyche's three by returning the favor. 61-42, and it looks like the players have adjusted to the sight lines here, would you say, Z?
Yeah,
His last 5 buckets have been three-pointers?
Yep. And a jump ball, so the arrow goes to London Lions. So anytime, here's Psyche's three-point shot, looks good. With a jump ball action, back in the day, you used to jump ball and whoever won it, but now you go to the table and there's an arrow and it will switch every time. So I see Abby's ankle also. We'll keep an eye on that. She's come back out of the game.
61-42. It's a 19-point lead for London, their biggest lead of the game, and that's going to just take it up another level. 21 points and still pressuring with that speed package. SBN checked back into the game. Psyche gets it ahead to Lowe. Lowe thought about a 3 drives, and they're going to get Winterburn on the slap.
Good decision by Abby Lowe. Saw that Holly Winterburn was off balance and just drives that baseline. And now that's Holly's third. So both of them on 3 fouls.
Winterburn, a smart enough player to know you have to adjust just a little bit on her defense. Tiara Hodges, she'll drive the lane, no problem getting to the rim, and she's going to be fouled. You saw the convergence of black jerseys, the Lady Lions recognizing with Hodges has the ball. More than likely, she's going to the hole.
Indeed. And yet again, she's a lefty, so she likes to get to that drive. You've got to cut that off. You've got to get there quicker. Make her come back to that right hand and do something different.
Tiara Hodges is such a talent, coming off that big semifinal win against Caledonia when she went 18 points, 13 rebounds. You go back to the game against Sheffield, which you talked about, what a big surprise to see them get that win. She went 23 points and 13 rebounds, and she plays a ton.
Yeah. Rebounding machine. And it's funny because obviously she shoots with the right hand, but she loves that left hand drive. All in the first half, we saw her going left drive, one after another.
Winterburn on the curl. She'll pull up on the 15-footer hard off the back, and it's going to stay with London. Didn't hit the rim, so the shot clock not reset. Shot clock now at 5. Katanich, deep range 3 off the mark. That one did, so it is a reset. Holly Winterburn directing traffic. And she's going to take a shot from Tiara Hodges. Hodges is averaging 8.5 offensive rebounds in the playoffs. So to your point, she is a rebounding machine, not just a pretty face and a great scorer.
Yeah, she has. And also the All-Star is, she's also an All-Star.
Yeah.
You know, she got that reward for her hard work throughout the season. I thought it was fantastic and great for her to be shown at the All-Star game. That was a fun copper box, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Back in March, right?
February, I believe.
February.
Love to see the All-Star game back, the three-point shootout, the dunk contest.
Yeah, it's just a great testament. I thought the British Basketball League has done so well. It was so fun. Here's the drive and the foul. And to finish here at such an iconic venue, the O2, and to celebrate here is of this long season. The British Basketball League goes quite long. It's a long season. To go into, you know, mid-May, a lot of seasons are already finished, wrapped up, and already on holiday with their feet up in a cold drink, beverage.
And the good news is, we're probably less than 4 months away from the start of the next season.
Yeah.
Don't get too comfortable.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see what players come back, what teams, what moves they make in the offseason. See if things change. If you're London Lions, you'd like to keep the whole thing, but that's the problem with success. It usually breeds people poaching your players.
Well, Shanice Beckford-Norton has been with London Lions for a fair few years. And she is getting the rebound and ripping it.
SBN with a tie-up with Lowe. This time the possession arrow favors the Eagles. 21-point lead as Kat Snitsina will take a breather. As we mentioned already, 21 years, 76 games, 751 points plus today, and 7 trophies plus possibly another one today. And she's calling it a career, so we wish her the very best and thank her for all that she has done. Now a 21-point lead. Hodges drives the lane, and she got in between 3 black jerseys, and all of them are looking who got the call, and is it on? And they're going to get Faye and Dean, because I thought for a second there Holly Winterburn, that would be 4 for her.
And another lovely stat from Kat Snitsina, she's 3rd all-time in points for Euro Cup. She's scored 1,114 points. She's 3rd in the table.
Can we also just say, she's just a nice person.
Oh,
just a delight.
Yes, a beautiful person. And she's sporting a new haircut, too.
What do you think she does next? Have you talked to her? I mean, have you talked to her about retirement, how easy it is, and how much fun it is and free time?
Yeah, we have. We have discussed what she's going to do next. I do know she's in the midst of filming a movie about her life.
Very good.
So that's quite cool, as she's originally from Belarus. So that's going to be great. I can't wait for that to come out.
20-point lead, 65-45. After London jumped out to a 10-point lead, the Eagles fought back, cut it down to 2, and in the second period, really the telltale was London and the Killer Bees just swarming defense, and they went on a run to push the halftime lead up to 18 points. And here we are at 20 with $1:40 to play in the third. Still to come, the men's final coming up. You'll see the London Lions taking on the Cheshire Phoenix, a rematch of the trophy final that we saw back in January up in Birmingham, which was fantastic.
Oh, that was
Cheshire sprung it on them, and I don't want to say they're the underdogs, because today they might be the top dogs.
You know they like to be called the top dogs.
How about those 2 top dogs?
Yeah, that's Josh Sharma to your right.
Defensive Player of the Year, slam dunk champion.
Yeah, and Matt Morgan. And then there's Lord Nelson, whose sister is
His sister's a pretty decent broadcaster.
Yeah, she's up with Obisoko and Jeanette. So a little family affair. And sadly, Luke Nelson's been a bit injured, so don't plan on seeing him today. But great.
Nice of them to be here supporting the women's team as they sit courtside and obviously take some notes on what Holly Winterburn does and how she's able to pass like that.
Still this full court press here, Shanice Beckford-Norton.
That's a nightmare right there. SBN covering you full court press one-on-one.
Yeah.
You don't want any part of that.
Yeah, but look, now they're into their offense under 10 seconds.
Fernandez Pardo lets this one fly, and that's way short. Never got her feet set. She's averaging 12 points a game, and she is off the mark. The product of North Dakota State University, just struggling from beyond. Tiara Hodges will sit for Matt Newby. Probably come back in at the start of the fourth, where she's got 4 fouls. Remember, just 5 fouls in the British Basketball League for both the men and women. Myers.
Shanice doing work on the boards.
How is she able to get in there?
She can jump out the gym, clearly.
5'8", and she comes away with a rebound. Nice pass left there on the inside. Shot goes up, nothing. Block, and on the second, nice follow-up by Maya Price.
Yeah, Price sticking with it. Happy Lowe.
Defense slow to get back. Holly Winterburn saying, where was the help? People.
That's where Happy Lowe is Fantastic. Get out in transition.
Abby Myers, and she's going to get the bump foul from Zoe Willis. 69-47. It's a 22-point lead with 33.1 seconds to play in the third, and then it's all down to the final 10 minutes for the 2024 season as the London Lions get that much closer to pulling off, I guess you could just call it the treble. I mean, they get the regular season, they get the Euro Cup, and if they win this one, boom.
Yeah, and the trophy.
That is not too shabby. You've hosted a few trophies in your time. We saw that video just a few while ago. Doesn't seem like that long ago, does it?
It's a year.
When you were in the confetti and showing off your dance moves.
It's literally a year this week, which is just crazy how quick the year has flown by, and to celebrate a year now under my belt with British Basketball League.
You've got to be proud of what you accomplished and your career, no question about it. As much as I've tried to get you out of retirement, it's
You've tried all season.
All season long. Deep range three, unable to get it to fall. Lowe can't get hers to fall, and the follow-up with Katie Nolan, who really has been a presence down below for head coach Matt Newby and the Eagles.
And doing a wonderful job on the offensive end. You've got to box her out. She keeps the ball high also, and we'll go to the line for one.
So Nolan, who has been hampered by injury, will step to the line, and she will shoot the extra. And buries it. So a 21-point lead with 19 seconds. We'll see what the Lions do here. The shot clock is off. Ivana Katanich now going one-on-one. Abby Myers for three, and still hitting big buckets.
Gosh. Lines her feet up, and they missed that, but she had all the time in the world to finish that shot.
74-50, a 24-point lead. They led by 4 after 1, by 18 at the half, and now it is ballooned to 24 points. We'll see what happens in the fourth on the way to the title, the road to glory here in the British Basketball League. See, you got to feel pretty good when the 6th player of the year comes off your bench, starts, and is chipped in 31 points so far.
Wow. And it's just She's done it with confidence. A tweak of the little ankle, but you know, it doesn't matter because tomorrow you can rest. The rest of the season is off, so you do play through that, but she is playing fantastically. 31 points, she had 18 at half, and she's the most points by a player in the WBBL final right now, so hopefully she can keep adding to that.
Ball knocked away, body's on the floor, and it's finally Maya Price who gets back-to-back buckets.
Oh, way to stick with that. Price with the shot clock running down.
Fernandez Pardo trying to find some space. Tiara Hodges, remember, she has 4 fouls. She's got to be careful. Low, driving, puts it up, hard off the glass, comes away to SBN, and she'll feed it up to Endine.
I think we need to get Hodges going again in this fourth, don't they? She was so good in the first half.
Wilkinson. Price off the curl, gives it right back. And Wilkinson just bowls her way in and backs it down a la Luka Doncic.
And she had a double team there, but just leans back, and there's the Cheshire Phoenix. They come out now. They had orange in the trophy, and they've gone with the blue. Okay.
Abby Lowe dives on the ground. Tiara Hodges on the ground. Might be the last game of the season, but the women are letting it all hang out. Possession arrow goes the way of the Eagles. Katie Nolan will step aside. Chloe Gaynor will come back in. .840 to play in this ball game, and the London Lions with a 28-point lead as they are looking to complete the trifecta this year with the Euro Cup, the regular season title, and now the championship in the playoffs. Hodges inside, takes the bump, gets it up, no harm, no foul. She would think it was otherwise. Faye Dean feeds it to Wilkinson. Wilkinson steps back, can't get the second one to go, off the fingertips and into the hands of Chloe Gaynor. Well, Z, a lot of the teams will not disband, but, you know, they'll go back to their homes, wherever they may be around the world, think about this season, and then they'll be back in London if they aren't living here by the end of August, because the season gets kicked off again in September. Correct. If you're London, what is priority one for Stella? Keeping everyone together, keeping everyone healthy? What's their biggest priority the next 3-4 months?
Well, you know, I think they're going to have a massive transition. A lot of things have been going on behind the scenes, and they're going to just have to reevaluate what the league looks like, what their team looks like. But I think they just fully concentrate on putting a bow and really collecting all the trophies that they could, and really celebrating this moment, because it doesn't matter what, you know, next season looks like. I think this season has been just a wonderful spectacle for not only British basketball, but for women's basketball, and also just women's sport. We're seeing it in the WNBA, we're seeing it across, you know, not only basketball, but women's sport in general. And I just think it's a massive congratulations to them and Stella and what they were able to do, and to show what is the product that you can get when you invest, when you put love into it, when you get fans, when you have young people behind it. It's just a real lovely story to follow and to potentially keep pushing.
Yeah, well said. And as Faye indeed hits 1 of 2, I think it's certainly something to be celebrated. You can look to the future in a few weeks, but I think for now they should be celebrated, and rightfully so, throughout the basketball landscape. I mean, just for what they did in Europe and the British Basketball League, the London Lions have certainly been the team of the year, with the coach of the year, player of the year. They have done it all.
Yeah, and they had the defensive player of the year from Temi Fak-Benley, who's unfortunately not here, but she's with Indiana Fever, who has the big Caitlin Clark. If you have heard anything about women's basketball, she's the big name, and Temi Fak-Benley is playing with her.
So they have a sizable lead, but we also want to mention Newcastle. They went on a roll at the right time this season. Their record was 9-11 in the regular season. They were 6th seed coming in. No one thought they'd get out of the first round. They go on the road, they get it done. Then they go on the road again and beat Caledonia to set up this massive matchup. These are the kind of games that you might not get the win, but this certainly lays great groundwork for the future in the Newcastle Eagles women's program.
Yeah, and you know, it's not the first time they haven't been here before. They're a prestigious club, men and women.
Perennial winners.
Yeah, but you're right, considering this is Savannah Wilkinson.
Somehow she came away with the ball in between 3 Eagles. And now it's Tiara Hodges working her way through. Abby Lowe will let this one fly in. She hits with the triple.
But yeah, and just going back to you, I think you're right. I think, you know, Eagles had a 9 and 11. Only 9 wins and 11 losses. 6 in the table. I don't think when they looked coming to the end of the season, would we be at the O2 playing, you know, a #1 team? I don't think so. So nobody likes to lose as a competitor. But to be proud of how you've, the ups and downs, how you've bounced back, I think that they can really hold their heads high.
I'm not saying one player would have made a difference, but I'd like to see this game with a fully healthy Newcastle squad. Nice bucket there by Spencer. Jada Dapa in particular. The injury that just, oh, she is such a talent. And I think in a game like this, she would have made a huge difference.
I think you're right. And sadly, foul on the floor. Yeah, Dapper has sustained a massive injury and just was a big part of that team. So I want to say, you know,
wish her the best for speedy recovery.
Yes, and just sorry, but great. Glad that she's in the building today to be able to support her team. This is a lovely move. Hard to guard, step back, looking like Dirk Nowitzki. And Snitchnina in her final game. Maybe we need to start talking about her some more too, because just a wonderful career, wonderful person, and I couldn't be more happier. This is how her final year. Imagine winning the Euro Cup, the trophy, the regular season, and now being able to be here in the O2 for the playoff finals on Sky Sports. It's just tremendous, and I'm so happy for her.
Leah Dean matched up with Lowe. Remember, Lowe straddled those 3 fouls. Spacita tries to get it down low to Wilkinson, who drops back in one more time. Can't get that one to fall. And a nice follow-in by Price. Price gets 2, 3 shots at it. Can't get it to go. Still gets the rebound, fighting, and it'll go out of bounds. Last touched by the London Lions.
Gosh, she's trying to get a bucket, right? After the
having those rebound stats.
After the second rebound, I would have thrown that one out and found a player, but she went
would have gone up strong. You would have gone up strong and dunked it.
If I missed the second, I throw it out.
Final 5:45. Psyche continues to thread the needle with great passes. That time Lowe had a good look at it, couldn't get it to fall. Clock does not reset. Fernandez Pardo, she'll let a 3 fly off the heel into the capable hands of Maya Price. SBN has to do a ballerina act on the sideline to save that one, and Dean sees Price fading to the left, finds her, can't get it to fall. Good look though, and back comes Psyche. So many of these players have been so fun to watch throughout this year, Z, and you think about it, love to see them come back, and that's putting a little extra spin on the ball as Psyche went up and under and tried to spit it off the glass.
She has so much skill. I really do think she's had such a great career and come from Cardiff. That little look off, she's elite for, you know, how small she is. You said 5'3" tall, and I don't know if you can call 5'3" tall. It's short.
Well, if you're 5'2", she's tall.
Fair, but she's tiny. But, you know, stays low to the ground.
Abby Lowe keeps this one in play. And she smartly gets it into Tiara Hodges, who's going to be fouled by Faye Dean.
Yeah, smart foul.
Well, she certainly has given her all. Tiara Hodges, as we've mentioned, playing with a heavy heart, came into this game. We knew she'd have to go big. 18-13 against Caledonia in the last semifinal. Her sister passing away on this one, and she has been an absolute workhorse for the Newcastle Eagles, who can hold their head high. 81-57, 4:53 to play before a champion is crowned. in this fourth quarter. Back inside the O2 Arena, the final 4 minutes and 53 seconds in the Women's Championship between the London Lions and the Newcastle Eagles. It is all London, 81-57. Todd Harris alongside Azania Stewart and Drew Lasker. There is the Coach of the Year, Stella Calcidou, and the London Lions. I wouldn't say they were pressured, Z, but I think Newcastle gave them a little bit of a scare early as they were able to close that gap of 10 down to 2. And then London, I think, got the message and said, you know what, it's time to go to work.
Yeah, they said that's enough. But I do like that reaction from Newcastle. They didn't just shut up shop. That comeback.
Inside to SBN, and somehow she finds it up and off the glass.
Oh, beautifully executed play, no doubt. Coach Calcidou drew that up in the huddle.
Hodges off the front end, blocked away by Chloe Gaynor. Back to Hodges for another opportunity. That one kept alive momentarily and into the hands of Faye Dean. So, Z, you got a big decision to make, and I don't know how difficult it's going to be, but you've got to find out who the player of the game is.
I know. It's not time for me to say it yet, is it?
It's getting close.
Okay, well, let me know when I want to say it.
I think there's been a player or two that have made your life easier in making that decision.
Yeah. But also, Ruche Walton, we need to give a shout out to. Yeah, number 9 in the black jerseys for London Lions.
British national. Get an opportunity to play, and Tierra Hodges is going to go back to the line as she does the work.
Oh, good job, Hodges. Not giving up on that offensive rebound. Like we said, she's been deadly all season. Doesn't give up. So strong, but yes, Ruche has doubled up, and you talked about me doubling up in the fact of commentary. She's actually, she was my London Lions manager last year, but she was also playing British basketball, which they brought her up. So
how great is that?
Yeah, and then this one here is Katie Cox, only 18 years old, and guess what? She's also an England goalkeeper. She's doubling up as well. So women out here who are doing multiple.
You started a trend. Look at the trend you started.
Multiple facets of different things, and the young Katie Cox is, playing basketball, but also a goalkeeper, and not just any goalkeeper, an England goalkeeper.
Top notch. So Katie Cox and Ruche Walton get an opportunity to play at the O2 in front of family and friends, as London up by 22 with 3:35 to play in this game. Ball inside, pass inside, and a beautiful dime. Unselfish ball play there by Shanice Beckford-Norton to get it in the hands of Maya Price.
Oh, no, that was Ruche Walton. We need to give
Ruche Walton, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
SBN's just stepped off the court.
She's up. And here she is.
Certainly has watched SBN, because that was the kind of pass Ruche Walton has seen her do time and time again. This is what I'm talking about, the London way. They're up by 24 points, and they're still doing things the way they were doing it in the first quarter. Ball goes off of London, and it will go to Newcastle. Final 3 minutes. Z, at the start of the season, would you predicted what we've seen from London?
I think in the British Basketball League, yes. I think they were building something bigger. They went out and got some really great British pieces in Temi Fag-Benley and Carly Samuelson. And then they added a big pickup with Shea Petty as a point guard, and she's known as Playoff P with the Mercury. Hodges, lovely. And so they went and really went out for a European stint, and they were so successful. That's a shame. She steps out of bounds, so that shot won't count.
Ruche Walton, British national, just 5'8", plays the guard position for the Lions. And the Newcastle Eagles continue to battle, 85-63. Hodges with 19 points, and she has played, as we thought, Z, almost the entire game.
Yeah, and she's going to have to, right? I mean, why not? You can rest tomorrow, like I said, but she's their offensive weapon, and look, she just keeps on going, Todd.
Making 21 for number 15. 20-point ball game, and the London Lions are on their way to hoisting yet another trophy in 2024. Perfect 20-0 in the regular season. They won the Euro Cup, and here they are getting ready to host and hoist the trophy in the playoffs. Low. And that has been a problem, the outside shooting for Newcastle. They had a hot spot there for a little while, just unable to sustain it.
Shape gets her own rebound.
And dishes nicely. And substitutions now as Chloe Gaynor will step aside. Deborah Rodriguez getting her first action, number 13 for Matt Newby and the Eagles. Sarah Burkett, number 2, has stepped on as well. So the coaches starting to empty their benches. This is a great opportunity, Z. As a young player, you know, you might only get a couple minutes in the game, but you're playing at the O2
yeah.
in the championship.
And I think it's great when you can bring in your bench, and it is this moment, you know, you can't replace the minutes that you play, and as a young person, I don't forget my time when I was playing even with Great Britain, and I got a few moments. It's the way you can learn.
Matt Newby will pull off Abby Lowe and give Alex Campbell an opportunity to hear her name called as she's on the court. Holly Winterburn still going to work for the Lions. Kicks it out. And a one-handed rebound. And the reason why it was one-handed is she's fouled by Tiara Hodges. And that's going to wrap things up for Tiara. She picked up her 5th foul. So a big day for Tiara Hodges as she did her part. 21 points just wasn't enough to get them past the Lions.
No. And she puts her hands up and says thanks to the crowd as well. Wonderful job, and just shout out to her. It's like we said, it's bigger than basketball. She's doing it for her sister, and congratulations to her.
Travel on Deborah Rodriguez as she took one too many steps. So, Azania, I have not heard the official word on who is your player of the game.
Can I do it now?
I think you should. We're down to the final 52.
Okay, Abby Myers.
Yeah.
31 points. 6 from 10. And it was just incredible.
Deep range 3. Rashay Walton buries it.
Yes, Rashay in the middle, and the bench get up and support her. And she gets a steal.
Really padding the stats now. Nice turnaround. Can't get it to fall. Gets her own rebound. So a steal, a rebound, and a bucket all within 10 seconds.
That's the way you do it.
And with that, the London Lions now set another record. Most points by a team in a WBBL final, 92.
Good save by Holly Winterburn.
And that will do it. In 2024, the London Lions are the champions.
Final Lions, 92.
Lovely smile from Stella. And as they should celebrate, they are the best team in British Basketball League. The women celebrate. Fantastic.
Congratulations to the London Lions as they get the win at the O2 Arena, and they reign supreme in 2024. Also want to congratulate the Newcastle Eagles for getting to this championship game. Matt Newby and his squad, what a tremendous run. You got to give it up for the likes of Chloe Gaynor, Marina Fernandez-Pardo, Abby Lowe, Lauren Psyche, Tiara Hodges, Jada Dappa, Zoe Willis, Courtney Classic, Katie Nolan, Sarah Burkett, and Alex Campbell. Well done, ladies.
Yeah, congratulations, especially to Matt. There goes Stella, famous dance move of the year. But you're right, Newcastle, to get to the final was huge, and you know, today isn't their day, but they've got to celebrate that quarterfinal and that semi-final. Big wins against Sheffield Hatters and Caledonia Gladiators.
And let's be honest, there's 11 or 10 other teams that would love to be in their position right now. They've got the chance to play.
Absolutely.
And they got there, so congratulations. But in the end, it is too much London Lions. We sit it down on the court, and Drew Lasker.
Thanks, Todd. Abby, MVP and this win puts the bow on a magical season. Tell us exactly what you're feeling.
I mean, it's surreal. I think, like, I don't have any words to really explain how I'm feeling right now, but it's Kat Stacina's last game. She's retiring, so we wanted to win this one for her.
And let's talk about the group, the plane rides, the buses, the late nights, the early mornings. Talk about the bond you built with these ladies.
This bond will last a lifetime. I now have a second home away from my home back in the States, so I know I can always come back here, see familiar faces, and it's a special group, and I love this team.
And finally, talk about the impact that you guys wanted to create for the next generation here, the young girls, the boys that's picking up a basketball.
Hey, this game does a lot. It gives you a lot of opportunities, and I'm just glad we got the Triple Crown. We put British basketball on the map. And it's a passion for all of us. Everyone here today, they love basketball, and it's just great to celebrate with this group of people.
Thanks for sharing a moment with us. Go celebrate. We'll see you. Thank you. Over to you, Jeanette.
Thank you very much, Drew, and of course to Todd and to Azania for taking us through what was a sensational final and a masterclass from the London Lions, in particular Abby Myers, Kyla Nelson, Obi Soko alongside me. And Kyla, for Abby, what a game for her today. She showed up, she showed out, and she showed exactly why this London Lions women's team are unbeatable.
It's win by committee, and they've shown that today. In the playoffs, this team has averaged 6 players in double digits. 5 of them were in double digits today. And the leader right there was Abby Myers at 31 points. She just did everything coming off of executing offensively, a lot of down screen to get wide open for jump shots.
And for this team, they're about to lift this trophy. How special is this for them, Ovi?
These Lady Lions have done, an incredible job. Over the last 2 years, I was part of the team last year, and I've seen how they've grown. There was a lot of expectations around these Lions teams, and they've come in and they've achieved, and they've absolutely knocked down every target that they set for themselves.
Fantastic stuff, and you can see them there getting in position and ready to lift that trophy. So I'm going to hand you back to Todd and Azania to take you through.
All right, thank you very much, Jeanette, Ovi, and Kyla. And I think Kyla said it best, Z. Yeah. This London Lions team win by committee. It wasn't just one player. You take away 4 of maybe some of the best players in the league, and they still got it done.
And they still got it done, indeed. And actually, we need to shout out those 4 girls because they are part of this journey. Not only, they're not here today, but Temi Fagbenle, also Shea Petty, Megan Gustafson, and Carly Samuelson. Yep. I think those 4 are tremendous. That's 40 points that those 4 bring. And then for these women, and like you said, win by committee of just sharing is caring, and they've just figured it out with those 4 girls leaving, and they've done a really good job.
Give all credit to Kyla Nelson and all credit to Matt Newby and his Newcastle Eagles. They'll be back. There's no question about it. We talked about it. The legacy that Newcastle team has developed, the program that they've had developed up there, doing a great job. Matt should be congratulated on getting his team to this championship. As we said, there's a lot of other teams that never even got a chance to get this far, and he got his team to the O2 to face off with not only the British Basketball League champs, but the Euro Cup champs.
Yeah, that's such a good point. And their season could have been finished 2 weeks ago. So for them to still get that semi-final win, I thought in overtime, was really could have been a final in itself. And they said they knew they had their hands full. This is a massive task to win, but they did a good job. Well done, and congratulations to them.
And now it is time for the Lions to receive their just rewards.
And their championship winning roster number 2, Ivana Kazinich.
As they go through the line, you'll hear a big cheer for Kat Stacina as the captain, Shanice Beckford-Norton, is introduced to the crowd.
What a way to just finish the season,
Wait for it. Here we go.
Number 6 and retiring from the professional game today, the sniper, Katarina Stacina.
Sniper. That indeed.
Number 7,
what a player.
Holly Winterman.
The talent that they brought to the floor this year was fantastic. But I think we've talked about this so many times. When you look at London, and you were part of that program last year, they do things a certain way. And they're always looking for perfection and playing the best basketball as a group that they can.
I think that's such a great point, Todd. Perfection, driving to be professional, driving to be the best. And that's definitely why I came back, right? I wanted to hand over the baton to these young women to show them the way how I've played overseas for many years, played at a top level, played in the Olympics, silver medal at the Commonwealth Games. To hand this over to this woman and then for them to keep going, to keep pushing forward and to win multiple trophies is just a fantastic moment.
The coach of the year, the team of the year in women's British basketball and throughout Europe, the London Lions, a perfect 20-0 in the regular season. And this all comes from losing their very first game against TK of Hungary, 63-48. And from then on, Z, it was full gas, full stop.
Yeah, full steam ahead. And you're so right. This is my favorite part of
and here we
championships.
Go.
Is when they figure out who the MVP is, but also when they rock one leg.
It's the number 20 from the London Lions, Abby Myers.
You know, the other stat they forgot?
Yeah.
2 interviews with Drew Lasker.
Yes.
There's people that don't get that all year. She got 2 in one day.
Well, also most points by a player in a WBBL final. That is massive. So she'll be in history, not only for Euro Cup and British basketball, but this MVP, 31 points, 6 from 10 from the 3-point line. Big smile from her.
So the MVP trophy has been handed out, and that means there's one more trophy to go.
Consecutive Women's British Basketball League Playoff Championship. Shanice Beckford-Norton.
And they bring the captain out.
They organize. We have to practice, you know. Last season we practiced which way you rock and then go up. We'll see how it looks.
And here we go, the moment you've been waiting for if you're a London Lions fan. Shanice Beckford-Norton raises the trophy. The London Lions are the title winners.
Oh, the flames go up and the confetti. What a beautiful moment. Lovely. Congratulations, London Lions. And they went with the Euro step as the rock for the trophy. That was original.
Well, Z, it was a lot of fun as we bring the women's season to a close. We send it back to Jeanette Quashi.
Unbelievable scenes. Here is the London Lions, who are the 2024 Women's Playoff Champions. A massive thanks to my guests, Kyla Nelson and Ovi Soko. There are your champions. They've done a great job. League champions, playoff champions, and a Euro Cup to boot. They've made history here in London. Fantastic stuff. We'll have more analysis in our men's show. But for now, we'll be back in half an hour. Take it in. There are your champions and your MVP, Abby Myers. Congratulations to the London Lions.